ancestors, wayshores, guides, ascended masters, archangels, galactic federation, council of light, elementals, fae, Mary Magdalene, beings assigned to our team for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good, celestial guardians, protectors, divine messengers, and all benevolent beings of light. What do we need to know about the opposition? Is retreating for now, as they are having a return of the death that they had sent towards the galactic golden ohana. Fiercest reversal yet. I just heard danger zone. What is up, galactic golden ohana? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's the vibe? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. So it looks like you got some ops, some individuals. This could be organizations, networks, and societies. Possibly even a karmic familial unit. Maybe an ex that joins some type of cult. But there are individuals that the divine is seeing as the enemy. The enemy to the divine movement forward. And the enemy to you as a revolutionary light leader and frontliner that is retreating because of the death energy that is hitting. I heard death and destruction, doom. We got holding together, teamwork makes a dream work, union. This is also cooperation, solidarity, membership, teamwork, participation, making a choice. You seem to have been able to do this in solitude. And what I mean by that is it appears to be as though you are moving alone, but you are not. Your divine team is moving on your behalf, but something that you alchemized, you transmuted, the intention of it has been returned, and it's a very fierce reversal upon these individuals. So if they directed you death, if they were attempting to direct you death and disease, you transmuted it and alchemized it into life, vitality. And the essence that was poured into whatever work was being done and directed towards you has depleted your opposition to where they're unable to protect themselves from this reversal that's hitting. Justice, the scales will be balanced. And then we've got the cauldron. You've mastered this. Because this is inner alchemy, mastery, spiritual renewal, consecrate, contained rejuvenation, discerning wisdom, with biting through, which is taking decisive action, restoring order, force applied with sensitivity, justice, and tenacious devotion to a task. So yes, Lynette, it is giving hermit. You've been in hermit mode like this sacred divine being that you are. And it appears to be that you are making massive moves and causing massive destruction while you're meditating, while you're in like monk mode. All they see is you like praying. All they see is you meditating. All they see is you like listening to binaural beats or frequencies. But as you're doing this, they're viewing your energy in any way that they have access to perceive you. Maybe they can't see you because maybe you're just in the house in hermit mode. But what they do know is while you're in hermit mode, your energy is shifting things even further and more rapidly. And the more rapid that things are changing on this planet, the more rapidly they're getting hit with reversals. So they're viewing you going, all right, so this person's just meditating, listening to binaural beats and frequencies, but they keep growing stronger. And the stronger they get, the more changes on this planet occur. And the more changes on this planet that occur, and the more this individual is meditating and like praying, the more we're getting hit with reversals, but they don't seem to be lifting a finger. It's like you are a silent assassin, a ninja. An ethereal ninja. Interesting. So they're watching you in awe because what they had intended to do backfired instantaneously. And in the worst way. Oh, we got a divine not a divine feminine, a feminine, karmic feminine energy in the reverse. This could be a mother, death, splitting apart, deterioration. So this could be about a karmic familial unit, or a karmic feminine energy is getting hit with this reversal in the worst way. While your vitality has been amplified and enhanced, And it's like a new life for yourself has been born, but new life on this planet has also come into play. And I'm not talking about a conception of like a child. It's like new life, new ways of living. The true world order has come into play even more. While other individuals are facing deterioration, destruction, collapse, towers, having to surrender, being eliminated, and death. These reversals have caused others to take a step back. And it's funny because I just got a karma or a credit karma notification. So it's like somebody's karma has come into play in the worst way, and others are seeing this going, okay, we thought we could come up with a new strategy. We thought we would be able to target this individual. We need to fall back. You got this could be organizations, networks, and societies communicating about what they're seeing happening to other individuals going, this is bad. While you're sitting over here just meditating, you don't look like you're doing anything, but you have gone to war in the spirit. Look at this. It's also giving samurai. Some of you may have been a samurai in a past life. This is the diffusion of negativity, restoration of harmony, circulate, revitalize, dissolving divisions, and lightening up with conflict. This has been, which conflict is will to power, hostility, jealousy, stubbornness, aggression, fear, competitiveness, and controversy. You've dispersed all of this, and now these individuals are, it's like a smog, surrounded in it. With the past few readings, I didn't expect to be reading on something like this so soon. But it looks like individuals are finding out just who you are. Not what you are. And not the entirety of what you can do, but what you are capable of. Without even lifting a finger. The fact that you are not only this protected, but this powerful. And all you have to do is like go into meditation, go into prayer. You are like this celestial samurai. They just channeled me. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Yet you've learned to be both. And you know which side to bring out. Yes, Tatiana, change is on the way. 555. Thank you for sewing into me, and know that you are receiving it back infinitely and amplified in all the ways that change is due in your reality pertaining to your destiny and what is meant to unfold at this time in order to assure victory each and every time. Thank you. I really do appreciate it, and that is confirmation right there. Because I did see 2 dragonflies. They flew up to my face today, and I was like, what does this mean? I googled the spiritual meaning of dragonfly, and its symbolism is change, transformation, as well as communication from the ethers. Communication and guidance. So that was confirmation right there. Some of you could be seeing dragonflies. Also, I want to let each and every one of you know that I will not be live tomorrow because I have been booked out. So I will be busy all day tomorrow, just so you guys know. I will not be live tomorrow. You had 3 fly up to you, confirmation right there. You could be seeing dragonflies everywhere, whether it's on somebody's shirt, a picture of it pops up on social media, or you see one in person. A dragonfly flew into your face today, confirmation, change and transformation. There's also other meanings to the dragonfly, so you may want to research it and see which meaning of the dragonfly stands out to you the most. You saw one this Grand Rising, confirmation. If y'all have been seeing dragonflies, this is the message for you. Change and transformation. You also alchemized something, again, birthing in new life into not only your reality, but upon this planet, because Mama Gaia is following suit in the ascension. So every time we go through something, that collective energy integrates within this realm to where Mama Gaia also goes through that. And then your reality follows. The Wanderer. Traveling, adventure, movement, coping with unfamiliarity, a pilgrimage, aloneness, broaden your horizons. Travel to seek answers. Clarification on this. They traveled to seek answers on why nothing they were doing was working, only to be told that you are truly what you have clarified that you are, as a messenger of the Most High, a frontline revolutionary light leader. These individuals were attempting to find a weakness only to be turned away by those they went to pay because of who you are. So we've got individuals that traveled and they learned the truth, the gentle, penetrating, soft approach, faith, moderation, a subtle but deep influence, understanding, and nonviolent. That you don't have to resort to certain methods to get things done here. And again, the word that stood out the most to me is faith. And again, we've got this, you see the energy on this card. It's like in meditation, eyes are closed. In Zen, in peace, a master alchemist. I'm also, again, getting samurai energy. The art of war. Being a warrior in a garden, but also a gardener in a war. Knowing how to bring things back to life after so much chaos and destruction. Because what gardeners do is they tend to the garden. They tend to the life that is growing within this garden. So some of you could have some plants, aloe plants, succulents. That could be a confirmation for you. But it's like you know how you need to fight this. How you need to integrate certain and alchemize certain energies and what you need to do with them in order to bring life where there was meant to be destruction. So you were like this trifecta. You've been moving, I wanted to say accurately, and they said with precision. And I also just heard the word pristine. And I also just heard you've perfected your craft. And then they channeled me again, art of war. You know how to fight, when to fight, and what to do with what's sent your way. And this is what has baffled these individuals, because everything that has been directed towards you was meant to cause some type of upheaval in your life. You may also be some type of Reiki master. You know how to assist in the healing process of those around you. You also know how to clear your home. So things directed, like death directed towards your babies, your fur babies, or yourself or your home, you are clearing it. You're transmuting it, you're alchemizing it, and you're assisting in the activation of the healing process of those that are around you so that they're safeguarded from any type of harm. This is what they're meaning by you've mastered this. And all those that are a part of your family, and I'm not saying blood family, but all those that are a part of your, meant to be a part of your experience, these energetic connections that you've made to your children, your fur babies, and those that you are leading, you're assisting with them understanding how to safeguard and protect themselves, while also simultaneously setting up auric boundaries, like a shield around those that you care for, while also assisting in clearing and purging out, assisting them in clearing and purging out anything that could cause them harm. This is why these individuals are baffled, because every attempt to incapacitate you, every attempt to get a reaction out of you or lower your vibration was met with light. It was met, light, purity. This card is innocence, the unexpected, simplicity, spontaneity, open-heartedness, originality, and a trusting nature. You as an original. You've had yet another gift activated. One where you can consciously choose who and what to shield. Spread your shield over them or spread your shield over your home. This isn't, and it's like you've just, inner truth, penetrating through illusion. This is basically Spirit saying that's the truth. And you mastering this art of war and being able to protect your people. This is what makes you such an incredible revolutionary light leader. Is because you don't just worry about yourself. You sought out understanding on how to protect that of which you care for. Humanity, this planet, and those around you. And you've learned how to covet them while you're still fighting. So you got individuals maintaining a low profile because they know that there's a massive reversal that's about to hit, and they thought that they had just recovered from the last tower. Individuals that are going into hiding after what they have done, thinking that they can run from what they know is now coming towards them. This is interesting what they're showing me, because they keep showing me a samurai, but it's like every time you're in battle and there's somebody that directs something to something you care for, or someone you care for, your babies, your fur babies, you have learned how to shield them while you're still fighting, and how to deflect that intention and that entity towards those that are sending it without even seeing them. It's like a blind samurai, but you don't have to see them to see them. Interesting. You've learned how to easily detect energy that's not yours. Like fighting with your eyes closed, you can see the aura of others, the essence of others that was directed your way to cause harm. You can sense when there's an attack about to happen. This is why it's so miraculous. This is why I'm so impressed, because yes, like a radar. Yes, Lynette. Because what I'm seeing is somebody with their eyes closed, but they can sense that there's something not right. They can sense or almost see that there is energy coming their way, or there is energy in their space or around that of which they love that is not theirs, that is intending to cause harm, almost like a virus, trying to spread over that area in your home or in your babies or in your fur babies. And you're able to redirect that energy, alchemize it, and then integrate it within those that you care about, strengthening their auric field, strengthening their energy or the energy of your house, your home, while redirecting the intent like a sniper. Yes, it's like energetic sonar. Yes, that's a good definition. Ultra instinct, supernatural instincts. And this is what, this is why I said you may have had a new gift activated, because this has been added to. In order to assure that you can progress through any type of individual targeting you while assisting you with your evolution, because you got to learn from this. God intends for you to learn and decode everything that is directed your way in order to recode this planet with the knowledge that has been obtained by the opposition, using their own knowledge against them. So you are facing these battles, but you're not alone. This is part of your evolution and the advancement of this planet. But gifts have been activated to assure that you continue to progress with the choices you make, with what you are seeing, what you are experiencing, and what you've been guided to do with it. Treading cautiously. So now you have these individuals wondering what to do, because again, it's giving like the blind samurai. They keep trying to attack you in your blind spots, but you don't have any. It's like you got eyes in the back of your head. You got eyes on the top of your head. You got eyes in every corner of your house. And yes, the divine will inform you of something that you need to know, but this is more along the lines of your senses are being trained. Your supernatural senses are being trained, and you're being guided on how to use them. It is giving seraphim. So the divine is slightly sitting back going, we have trained you for this. What do you feel? What do you see? Listen to your intuition. If you're feeling something that is attempting to attach to your energy, what do you do with it? This is like another level of divine training, another level of school that we have moved into. So this is not going to be everybody's message. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Again, I'm getting 144,000 galactic golden chosen children of the Most High, where you're being suited for what comes with what's being given to you. And I feel like there's something in the physical you're about to receive that a lot of individuals are going to be targeting you because you have it. So now it's not just about your gifts. It's not just about the knowledge that you hold. It's about what you're about to get. So yes, this is a massive level up, but it's almost like the divine is going, what did you learn? This is the test at the end of the semester. This is they said not the semester, the end of the year. The end of this level. This is the test. Use your senses and repeat that. They said use your senses. With the way that they have been amplified, this should be effortless. But you've got to listen to every little thing. You have got to listen to every little thing that you have learned and apply it. Interesting. Okay. I just heard close out, completion, and wrap up. So while the divine is working on things within this realm, upon this world, these battles are like an end of this level up test. I just heard you can't rely on falling back on us all the time. We trust you with this position. This is why you were being trained and tested in this way. So it is giving, yeah, like a final round. Abundance. So I just said you're about to receive something in the physical. This is plenty, profusion, generosity, fertility, rightness, inner riches, reaping rewards, culmination, and harvest. So you're receiving a harvest, which is why they're saying this is the end of the level here where you're being tested. Because with what you receive, this abundance could also be some type of union and abundance. You are going to be heavily targeted. There's a lot of jealous, envious individuals that did everything they possibly could to stop you from receiving something that would put you in a position to make massive moves in the physical. Whatever this is that's coming towards you, you're going to be making huge waves with it. You got to be disciplined with it as well. And again, we're getting the samurai energy. You're very disciplined, and again, your discipline is being put to the test. This is exerting authority, defying. It's time to take the bull by the horns, creating a strategy and mobilizing forces. So again, your gifts are being tested to see how you move with what you know. See if you're ready for this next level with the gifts that have been activated. Seeing if you could handle being given what this is, because of how you are going to be targeted because of it. So this could be some type of massive payout. But again, you thought that the spiritual warfare was bad now. You getting whatever this is and holding on to this much power is about to make it that much worse. You're going to have a lot of jealous, envious individuals. You're going to have a lot of individuals hoping that whatever this is gets stripped from you, or they're able to manipulate it in a way where you no longer have access to it. What is this? Yeah, time-honored approach. Something that was divinely planned to play out at this time, and you needed to be ready to receive it. I just heard life changing. Something that's going to change the way that you live. So this could be an opportunity. This could be abundance. This could be a connection that leads you to networking with others. Whatever this is, it's going to change not only your life, but all those that see you receive this and never thought that it was possible. So right now, you're being guided to understand the energy that's being directed towards you, alchemize it. How do I put this, divine? They said intended alchemization. Alchemize it with a certain intention on which gifts and which chakra it should be directed to. Ensuring that everything that you intuitively pick up on with the intended alchemization process will be redirected pertaining to the intention and the entities that these individuals had attempted to project over you, returned to its origin, summoner, and conjure. And they just channeled me dreaming with your eyes open. You can see it. Burden, stress. The breaking point with a return. The turning point, which is return, start of a new cycle, right timing, regeneration, inevitability, steady improvements. Is there something happening tonight? There's a moon tonight, isn't there? Because there's a reason why we're picking, it's a new moon. Ooh, this is why they said intended alchemization, Kate. So there's a new moon tonight. Thank you for the confirmation, Galactic Golden Nuggies. So there is a new moon tonight. There is something that has already been returned through however you alchemize this, but again, with the intention. New moons are normally seen as a time of manifestation, which is why these individuals intended for something to manifest in your reality by now. And it's in Leo. Ooh, this gonna be a fierce, but this is why it's such a fierce blowback, a fierce reversal. Okay, so I'm picking up what the divine is putting down, where you are fiercely alchemizing this energy and use it towards the intention of certain chakra amplification, specifically heart chakra, pulling in what should be and what will be drawn to you at this time with the energy that you have accumulated. Amplifying, yes, thank you, Lynette, your strength. So I know this reading has kind of been slightly all over the place. I hope y'all are keeping up with me, but this is how your enemies and your opposition are feeling right now, because they don't know what to do. They keep attempting to go to different practitioners or different individuals they feel like will team up with them, and they're being turned away. These energies were intending for something to manifest in your reality that was going to completely break down all of the work that you had been doing. All of the work that you had done to reach this point. And this was a continual attack waged upon you to wear you down, yet you never, ever wore down. You continued to get stronger. Stay woke, yes. Dreaming with your eyes open. You see, it's like you were moving easily between the spiritual and the ethers and the physical. You have somehow combined the two, where your energy is in different dimensions. Your energy is in the ethers and in the physical. And while you are meditating and moving things around in the physical, you're also doing that in the spirit. You have gone to war in the spirit, and you are being tested by the divine to see what you have learned. And to accurately and precisely move this energy at the right time with how you are accumulating it. Again, this is why I keep getting like the blind samurai. Because in the spirit, this is how you're moving. You're moving, you're being targeted, you have entities directed your way, you're having energy directed your way, you're having certain manipulation tactics being used upon you or intended to be used upon you by organizations, networks, and societies, and you're still moving through it like butter. You're moving through it very slowly with what you have learned, while you were also meant to be incorporating that energy in your physical vessel. Alchemizing that energy, amplifying your chakra system, adding it to your ki, your life force energy, and visualizing and pulling to you in the physical what you are aligned to as a beacon of light and a magnet to the energy that you are in and the energy you've accumulated. All while you are also simultaneously protecting your space, clearing your space, protecting your babies and your fur babies, and removing from their auric field and their energy what is not meant to be, while also alchemizing what you have removed from your space and your babies and your fur babies' auric fields for you to alchemize. You're doing this simultaneously. This is a lot of jobs to be doing at once, all while you are also integrating new codings into this realm. This is why these individuals are going, what the fuck is happening? Because we're targeting them in the physical. We're targeting them in the spirit. We're targeting their babies. We're targeting their fur babies. We're targeting their home. Some individuals may have even buried something in your yard and expected you to have massive upheavals because of it, but yet you're doing all of this. Like you have eyes everywhere, hands everywhere, like you are everywhere, and it's because you are. You've mastered this. You've mastered the art of war in the ethers and the physical. And again, your spirit team, they will jump in if they are needed, because they are handling things on this planet, and they are handling your enemies with delivering judgment upon them and their own karma being returned to them. But they're also sitting back and seeing how much you can handle, how much you have learned, if you're ready for what is to come. Determination, no compromises, unwavering focus, inner resolve, integrity, a test of character, and self-examination. So not only are you meant to acknowledge, okay, this is what I still need to work on. This is what I still need to balance. This is how this affected or triggered me. So this needs to be worked on. There are some shadows I still need to deal with. But this is also the divine. It's like giving you a grade. Going, okay, you did great on that, but this is something that you also need to work on. You're seeing dragonflies symbolizing change and transformation because you have changed and transformed, but there is more to come. And exactly, with this being resoluteness, no compromises, when it pertains to what you are meant to receive, there are no compromises. There may be more work that is required from the divine for you to receive this, but for the most part, I'm seeing that they're saying that you're ready. I'm not seeing many of you, if any of you, are being deemed by the divine to do more work, or required by the divine to do more work. I'm seeing that you're ready. And the reason I struggled with that is because that part of the message is not for everybody, but you know if it's for you. You know with the self-examination if you're like, no, I need more work in this area, because that did trigger me, or I did start to experience a lot of doubt and despair during this experience. Like, you know if there's more work that needs to be put in, but for the majority of you, if not all of you, you're ready. You're ready to take on what comes with this big blessing, what comes with this next level, and what you're about to be receiving. While your enemies are getting hit with death. This could be a physical death. This could be painful permanent endings to their finances, their connections, and their stability. Okay. We got prosperity out here, which is wealth, good fortune, success, express gratitude by supporting others and material possessions. I tried to keep it more broad, but basically, those of you resonating with this message, you're receiving money. This is wealth, good fortune. You're receiving success in your endeavors. And you are meant to express your gratitude for reaching these certain levels by pouring into humanity, pouring into your community, giving back. And again, the end word on this is material possessions. So I can't overlook the fact that every time I say that you are receiving something massive that you are going to be heavily targeted for, first time I said that, abundance came out. Second time I said that, prosperity came out. So this is about your material possessions, your harvest, your good fortune, your dharma. Whatever you are receiving that is life-changing, it is going to change the way that you live. You are going to be heavily targeted because of it. And you've been prepared for this. So all of this, yes, heaps and heaps more, big bag energy. But all of this that you've been experiencing could have been for the last 2 weeks where shit really got heavy. It's because the divine stepped back and said, okay, what have you learned? This could have been for the last 2 weeks to 7 days that you were like, damn, okay. This is getting a little heavier. I'm feeling a little something, something. And your divine team was like, handle it. You got this. We'll step in if need be. But it's almost like you felt... I don't want anybody to feel paranoid or fearful, but it's almost like you felt the divine retract their protection for a minute. And you were like, oh, I'm out in the wide open. Is that Mima? Hi, Union Kitty. Union Kitty back here talking. So if you felt like that, it wasn't the divine taking their protection away from you permanently. It was the divine going, okay, we're taking the training wheels off just for a minute. We're going to see how you handle this. And you are handling it incredibly well. You knew, all right, it's time to gear up. Because this was exactly, yes, Lionheart, a test. Yep, look. Prayer hands. With moderation, humility, keep it simple, lack of pretension, self-respect, sincerity, and respectability. You are highly respected in the spirit realm. This is also the divine saying, we hear your prayers. You can see her prayer hands. We hear your prayers. We hear you. And we are moving on your behalf. But there are some things that we need to examine while you are moving through this energy. Seeing if you know what to do with this energy. And like I talked about before, you're doing multiple things at once. In the physical and in the spirit. And this is extremely impressive to the divine. The way that you are moving. The way that you are seeing and alchemizing, integrating and protecting and shielding. Gathering together against a group. So there are corrections being made. There are things being sorted out, the scales being balanced, but it looks like you passed the test. I was reading this energy like you were still in the test. No, it looks like you passed the test. So they said, why would we give you this information before the test had occurred? Some of you are in the middle of this test and need to know what it is so you understand that you have not been forsaken and you have not been forgotten. But the majority of you have passed this test, understanding exactly what it was without having a firm grasp of why it was occurring. So we understood that there was a reason the divine had done this. The divine had stepped away and had been allowing certain things to occur. But we didn't have a firm grasp on the intentions of the divine behind it. Only now to understand that it was a test. Interesting. Pushing upwards. We've got steady progress, gaining confidence, accepting challenges, a promotion, and receiving recognition. A divine promotion is at hand. Gaining confidence. Seems like the moment that you realized some of what was going on, you gained confidence in your power. They said not only was it a test, but it was a confidence exercise. You needed to believe in yourself. Not just in the divine protection you have, but in the power you hold. You needed to believe in yourself, because when you receive what it is you're getting, things are going to appear to be a little rocky. You need to remain balanced. Have the confidence to move forward, no matter who is sending what. So with this divine promotion, this is like you being leveled up yet again. Your rank elevating yet again. They said this new rank comes with what you're receiving because you've earned it. And I just heard wealthy man, wealthy woman. This ranking symbolizes what has actualized in the physical because of the rank that you've evolved into, that you've elevated into. You already hold this rich spirit it has been added to, which is solidifying the ranking that you have earned with all that you've been up against as this sacred sergeant, this angelic enforcer, and now this master, this ascended master. Mastering the art of war in all areas of your life. Okay. I heard gifted. Approach. Advancing a warm reception, prosperous conditions, increased influence, hopefulness, lightening up, and an arrival. Prepare for an arrival. There is an arrival of what is meant to be experienced in these prosperous conditions. So again, I'm getting abundance, and we do have divine masculine over here. We already have divine feminine that had come out. There is a karmic feminine in the reverse out here that is experiencing a backfire as we speak. But we got divine feminine and divine masculine out here. This is for each and every one of you in the galactic golden ohana that it is resonating for. You've got, for some of you, a connection that has been solidified that you are about to experience in the physical. Peace, prosperous conditions, prosperity, and influence. This, I can see why the divine prepared you for this, because some of you, this comes with, you may not want it, but God has prepared you for it, fame and fortune. You're going to be very well known and you're going to be very abundant. But with what is this position that is given to you and this prosperity that you have acquired, you're going to be able to make massive moves and changes on this planet with how individuals are inspired by you and your story, your testimony, how it appeared to be as though you came from nothing. Which is why they're saying this test needed to be done. You needed to have confidence in your power, because being in that type of position, you are going to be targeted by a lot of individuals. If God is giving you some type of massive recognition, you're going to have a lot of motherfuckers that hate you for it. A lot of individuals that feel as though you don't deserve to be at the top. A lot of individuals at the top that want to knock you from the top. That want to make sure that you don't get any farther than you already are. So you've been prepared for basically a physical face-off. And I'm not condoning violence in any way. I'm not saying this is going to be an altercation. This is a physical face-off with bigger opponents. Those that you're going to be around because of the position you're being given, and those that have acquired certain forbidden occult knowledge that they wish to use against you. They wish to use against the divine movement because of their own darker agenda. So whatever you're meant to receive, you were not supposed to get it. A lot of work was being put in to make sure that you would never reach this position of recognition, and you would never have this amount of prosperity, because it would make you an even bigger problem than you already are. Not to mention, you receiving prosperity like this would further put you in a position of recognition, because individuals would be inspired and would want to know how you came from nothing, how the underdog ended out on top. So again, this test was necessary because you're going to have a lot of individuals that are just hateful. Organizations, networks, and societies that did everything to assure that you would never be put in this position that would further challenge their perceived authority or control over certain industries or certain individuals that were meant to be seen as elite. This is giving like high society. You are never meant to be a part of high society, because it looks like the majority of individuals in high society are not good people at all. I just heard they have their secrets. Dark secrets. Secrets with just one look you would uncover. You're so intuitive. Secrets with just one look you would uncover. You're a threat. And this is why they intended to limit you. And those that attempted and intended to limit you now have to retreat because of what they're going through. How they've been imprisoned by their own work, these reversals that are occurring. How they could not put you in a position to doubt yourself, lower your vibration, and target you in a way where you would stop doing what it is you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, you're already making massive waves. With these organizations, networks, and societies, you're exposing something. You're breaking down these organizations, groups, and networks by energetically infiltrating them. Like, they're already going through massive upheavals. It looks like your karmic familial unit is going through backfire after backfire after backfire. And X here has lost all hope because you're not coming back, and it looks like this may be the individual that's being offered up or sacrificed. They now realize that their own family or your family were the true enemy. Whoever they worked with against you, whoever they attempted to level up with and obtain some type of material means with in the physical, has turned against them. So this could be their own family or yours, or both. They're surrounded by enemies they once viewed as allies. Your family, karmic familial unit, going through backfires. Shit is falling apart left and right. A maternal figure here could be passing away or has. While organizations, networks, and societies are seeing all this happen while they're experiencing upheavals of their own. Certain individuals releasing alliances with them because they don't want the smoke that comes with a connection. All while God is moving you to the top after this test. Impulsive and reckless. These individuals' impulsive, reckless actions have led them to the reversals they're experiencing now. And everything they've done that you are being tested with is being returned. While you are being delivered after this test, these individuals are being stuck in their mind. They have to sit there and watch, because this is detached observation, increased understanding, integration through reflection, and gaining overview. They have to sit there and watch you win, and there's nothing they can do about it. They have more of an understanding of why you are here, and that makes them afraid of you even more. Because why you are here is to assure that the changes that need to be made are. And these changes are disastrous, destructive to these individuals. But again, they have to sit back and watch you be delivered. While we got a karmic familial unit out here, could have been holding on to some type of property or attempting to sacrifice you for some type of property. These individuals that are being seen as ops that now want to be seen as friends because of what they're going through. But that is besides the point. Wow. So, test over. Following. Again, they just gotta watch. There's no loyalty amongst thieves. You've already received guidance from your divine team that what they have directed your way, you can handle. It pales in comparison to the power you hold, and it also feels as though anything a karmic familial unit is attempting to do is nowhere near the type of organizations, networks, and societies you have faced. It's like flies to birds. These karmic familial members in this X, them targeting you is like a fly in your face. While these organizations, networks, and societies is like a bird. A bit bigger, more interesting, can take more action, can do more damage. And that is like the main, how do I put this? That is like the main reason why I don't want to sound like overzealous, because I don't want any individual to feel as though they should be unaware of what this karmic familial unit or this X is doing and let their guard down, but there are far bigger fish to fry. Yes, these individuals are actively working on attempting to repair the damage that has been done in their own life by negatively impacting you. But again, the work that they're doing is nothing compared to what you have already faced with these organizations, networks, and societies. But it looks like these death at the bottom of the deck. It looks like these organizations, networks, and societies are being hit with obstacles of their own pertaining to the endings that they were trying to get to the bottom to. These endings that they're now facing, while you are in complete harmony. You're just chilling. Looks like you've already passed the test. Let me get some astrology to see what else we got going on. Because it seems like you already passed the test. Everything is Gucci. We got Jupiter return benefits. So yeah, it looks like you passed the test. There's something massively beneficial coming to you that you have been suited for. Or if you're in the middle of this test, you are so far in this test that the divine already knows you're going to pass because you're seeing it. You're feeling it. They're watching you as you move through this energy, which is why this message reached you. What else do we need to know? That wanted to come out, but it flew back in the deck. What is it? The practitioner with destiny at the bottom of the deck. And then we have, is that divine intervention and Leo energy? Isn't the moon, y'all said the moon tonight, the new moon is in Leo. So we got Leo with divine intervention. Looks like the divine is choosing to intervene at this time because you passed. So we got a practitioner that's now trying to hide from the divine because what they intended to manifest by now did not. Not knowing that it was a test for you and you passed the test. You're going to be sleeping good tonight. That's what I just heard. If you've been having issues sleeping the last few nights, it's because of the test that you were experiencing. And the warfare that was being directed your way, the warfare that was being waged on you with individuals working throughout the night to try and target you. But again, it was all part of the test. The divine wanted to see how you would handle these individuals. South Node, life's debts, and destiny. These individuals attempting to thieve your destiny and place their karma in your experience, so much so that it was supposed to crush you. They were expecting their karma to manifest in your life by now. And it looks like their karma, I don't know what they have done. I feel like some of these individuals took the lives of others. Because their karma is not just the destruction they're facing for coming after you, but like a lot of death. Going through painful permanent endings before their demise. Because when I placed my hand on this card, I was flashed images. People getting sick, unexplainable illness, poverty, being unable to pay medical bills. I don't know if some of you don't have life insurance. And what would be a massive financial, like what would be a massive hit to you is if some type of sickness happened to you. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But if some type of sickness affected you and you were unable to go to the hospital, or a hospital bill would have just ruined shit. Because that's what I'm getting, is these individuals are going through financial upheavals to where it's bankruptcy, it's being broke, but it's also sickness. Like things that were meant to affect you that you weren't meant to recover from. Your health and your finances. Or an accident. Some type of accident was supposed to happen. And like, I don't know if some of you don't have life insurance. But like, this was supposed to fuck you over bad. To have to go to the hospital because of a situation like this. Whether it was an accident or a sickness. Or this was supposed to hit your children or your fur babies. And this was what was supposed to be put in place for your destiny to be up for grabs, is you not being able to recover from this. That is awful. That's exactly why they're being faced with what they are now, but again, it was a test. Another thing was mental fortitude that you were being tested on. When you could sense something that was being directed towards you or something that may have been happening to you and then not panic, manifesting further upon it with how you were giving it attention, but trusting that you would heal from it or you'd be protected from any type of intention of hurt, harm, and injury. So some of you miraculously healed from something that was supposed to put you in the ER or the hospital. Some of you avoided an accident because of your intuition and the guidance that was given to not do something or go somewhere at a certain time. And you listening, you being tested on this, you trusting this, it was redirected back to these individuals that are experiencing it now. Because this was absolutely evil with what I'm feeling. And I keep looking at the South Node Life's debts. This is not the only thing that they've done. If they had this intention for you, they've done this before. So this is not just about what they intended to do to you, but others that they have succeeded with doing this to. But they didn't succeed with you. And again, it was a part of your test. And you passed. Could have been cancer. It could have been cancer or a mental upheaval that you were meant to have that was supposed to detain you. So you could have, individuals could have intended you to be a 5150 and lose everything. But they're receiving a message of concern that this did not take an effect or you're healing from this. Something is going on in your body to where your body is able to fight whatever they intended to have align with your physical being. It's like whatever this was supposed to cause you some serious issues and have you miss out on your destiny. It's diabolical. And bruh, you can't tell me the divine isn't here. And it's Saturn return time. Saturn return. What is Saturn? Saturn is daddy karma. A big daddy karma. Return. So a Saturn return. A return of karma. Age. It's time. It's been returned. You passed this test. This South Node energy has been returned. Whatever was intended for you to miss your destiny, to miss certain opportunities, has been returned. But again, it was you passing the test. I won't say it's because of you passing the test that this returned, but what I will say, it's the divine saying enough is enough. You passed this test. We see it. We've examined how you've moved with what was directed towards you. You've done a great job. Now let us take this back because it's no longer necessary. You're ready. I'm done. Divine intervention. Uranus, you're a genius, is divine intervention. The divine said, okay, we've seen enough. Great job. Great job, Galactic Golden Ohana. Your spirit team, they love you and they're proud of you. You did go through a healing process. Routine, I don't know what you've integrated into your routine, your health, what you've been taking, how you've been meditating. One of the things that I've incorporated, just for example, is key meditations. Key frequency, which is QI. Key, life force meditations. Also meridian, the 12 meridian meditation, which you may want to incorporate. But I've been doing that every night and I've felt like I've arisen stronger, more clear. So some of you have been integrating different frequencies. Could be 528 hertz is what I just saw in my third eye. Different frequencies. Amping up your spiritual hygiene. Meditating, grounding more often. Visualizing more often. Doing breath work. But whatever you're doing, you have been doing to move through this energy and like self-enhance, it has impressed the divine. You did not succumb to this test. You did not complain about this test. You didn't really get irritated by this test. You saw it as a chance to upgrade. You saw it as a chance to achieve more within yourself. And that desire has been noted. The desire to become more for the world than you ever have been before. More for the divine than you ever have been before. And that's why they keep showing me the samurai. Because it's almost like a samurai meeting their master. Meeting their teacher and going, with everything that you threw at me, I was able to move through it. I was able to overcome it. And I've gained more speed. I've gained more strength. I've gained more wisdom on how my enemies fight. I've grown. And your teacher being like, I've seen that. And I'm impressed. Good job. That's what I'm getting. Is the divine is applauding you for moving through this test in the way that you have and showing gratitude for the power and the strength that you've acquired through this test. And how instead of feeling aggravated, you felt excited for who you were to become with everything that you faced. With how much more of you would be able to unlock with your adversary's advancement towards you. How many more things would be gained with the information that you acquired in battle? We got change out here. And now it's time for physical change. We got lunar eclipse change. Again, with the dragonflies, this is about change and transformation. Things are about to change more rapidly than they had been in your physical experience because of what you are now ready for. What the divine knows that you are ready for. And what comes with? I'm done. What the divine knows you're ready for. Grand trine blessings. With Leo, I will. The divine is saying, I will bless you. I will bless you after this. This is also because of your strength. It's giving Fort Minor, remember the name. Because of your strength and your courage, we also have a Leo new moon tonight. Because of your strength and your courage and the knowledge that you have gained and how you were looking at this situation, I will bless you far more than you ever expected. I don't feel like you ever anticipated being blessed. I feel like the knowledge was a blessing enough. Knowing that you would become more powerful than you were before because of what you faced was a blessing enough. But these are physical blessings. Grand Trine, you could be seeing 303, 333, or 33. You could also be seeing 1010. We got air element communication. It wanted to land out sideways. The divine is blocking communication between you and these individuals that now want to come towards you because of what they're facing. Nobody is being allowed to make amends with you at this point. This is also about individuals not being able to energetically connect with you or energetically target you in the way that they were before for your test. So these individuals are being blocked out from speaking over your life, from doing things over your life, taking action to communicate with certain practitioners or individuals they feel like they'll be able to recruit to come up against you. They're being blocked from doing this. They were only allowed a limited time to do this for the divine to examine, for the divine to see how you would move through this test. And now there is divine intervention at hand. Spirit, the Most High's intervention at hand. Because you're ready. And this is no longer necessary. What else do we have on Sun Spirit? Because this is also exposure being seen. So we got exposure. It's in a certain position. Could be an Aquarius. But the Aquarius is also seen as the star. So some of you are going to see individuals in a position of recognition lose that position or go through painful permanent endings. Pluto is scorpionic, you are going to see it. Sagittarius, I see. You are going to see individuals in a certain position of recognition lose what they own. And their stability. Y'all see how Spirit is talking. Some of you were being attacked by individuals in a position of recognition. Spirit is about to show you that everything they own is being taken. Spirit's about to show you a painful, permanent ending to everything they owned. And that is judgment. While you pass this test with some heavy hitters. Cool. And now you get a fortune. Hey! This is part of fortune increase with Cancer. I feel North Node life purpose. You feel that you are meant to receive a fortune in your life purpose, an increase in your life purpose. You are correct. This feeling you have is an intuitive inkling of what's about to unfold for you. So you could also be seeing, we got 888, 808, or 88. We got Capricorn, sensing, and faith. Escape. And then the scales being balanced with Libra. So this is the divine saying, we trusted that you would be able to sense out the type of energy being directed towards you and what these individuals were attempting to use against you. But maintaining your faith with the understanding that you had been given, you managed to not only escape, but balance the scales. As above, so below. You balance this energy, you remain balanced during this test and this trial. And I'm not saying that you complained. You said, okay, if this is going to level me up, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's go. And you locked in. You trusted the divine, and you knew that nothing negative would be able to affect you unless you allowed it to. You took this on. You took this head on, passed with flying colors, and came out the other side victorious. Without the divine having to intervene before it was intended. We got Aries, I am, love, and abundance. Divine revolutionary light leader. I am love and abundance. And this is exactly what you're meant to receive. You are receiving love because you are unconditional love. You are receiving abundance because you are such an abundant, rich spirit. It's a part of you being a revolutionary light leader and how you're meant to impact the world with the knowledge that you have gained and the platform being given pertaining to your creativity, your soul's expression. Woo! I like that. Honestly, I didn't know where we were going with this at first because I did not pre-shuffle. I did not pre-shuffle or pre-pull. I just jumped in and trusted that the divine would have the message relayed that all sacred souls needed to know. And I can see why, because even I didn't fully understand that I was being tested until this message. Where I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense why I felt my divine team going, you can handle it. You got this. What do you use that energy? What are you going to do with that energy? You just going to sit there? We hear your prayers. We hear you. But we need you to take divinely guided action. And I was like, hell, here we go. I didn't complain, but I was like, yep, all right. It's time for a level up. It's time for me to be actively using this energy with precision. And coming out on the other side of this energy, I now understand why the divine is now interceding and impeding on our behalf, and why they waited so long. Wasn't just that they were sitting back and not doing anything. It's that we were being tested. Yep, Spirit has exposed this and revealed it to us now. So let me see what the ancestors, just real quick, what the ancestors have to say. If they want to add anything. And then I'm going to go ground and we'll head over to TikTok. All right, ancestors. Divine ancestors fighting for our highest, holiest, heavenliest, most divine, godly good and the good of humanity. What do we need to know? Going beyond normal. They knew you could do this. With going beyond normal, and then we've got sacred full, which is this new beginning. They knew you could do this. You're not normal. You're not. The best way to put this is normally the ancestors and the angels would have had to intervene earlier. They didn't, though, because of how you move, how special you are. So this is about them saying, your life is about to go far beyond normal because you are far beyond normal. Even the ancestors are applauding you. Because of everything that was direct. You see how the buttons are surrounding her? This was being surrounded by multiple enemies, multiple adversaries, multiple groups targeting and attacking you at one time. And again, the divine would have stepped in at any time that they felt like you were going to break or it was needed. But you never did. You remained balanced and you were like, the energy's a little funky. Let me cleanse. Let me meditate. Let me ground. Let me sing. Let me dance. Let me use this energy wisely. You didn't get caught up in the storm. You moved with it. And you moved beautifully while being able to do every single job. It's like every single thing that was necessary for you to do without hindrance. And this is why you're ready for this sacred new beginning. This is why the divine is now impeding. But they're saying you are more than we expected you to be. You're able to do more than we ever expected you to be able to do. We're proud of you. They never asked you to do certain things that you have done. But you've been able to do it. And you've been putting in the work to elevate. Putting in the work to, like, be stronger. Not just for yourself, but for this planet. And your strength speaks for itself. Your strength is very impressive, and how many things you're able to focus on at once is incredibly impressive. With big, bold vision. It's being brought to life. That's what I just heard. Softly, softly, the tender touch. It's being brought to life. This big, bold vision. Looks like you may, with what you're going to be able to touch in the physical, with what you're going to have in the physical, with what you had once been dreaming about. Because I feel like your dreams, your wishes were all placed on the back burner for the mission. The things that you no longer really allow yourself to think about. Because you're so focused on your mission and you kind of just, you may feel as though thinking about these things will only distract you. Or will only bring up some type of negative emotion. Because of, maybe you don't see yourself having this in this lifetime. And you're okay with that. But thinking about it may only cause pain. Because you've already accepted the fact that you won't have this. And the thing is your ancestors are saying, but you will. With this big, bold vision, these dreams, these goals, these desires that you put on the back burner. That you finally accepted that you wouldn't have. And you were okay with it and you just didn't allow yourself to think about it, has come into fruition. With softly, softly, the tender touch, this is going to cause a lot of emotions because you had really accepted you weren't going to have this. This could even be love. You accepted the fact that you wouldn't have a romantic partner and you were okay with that. But you're receiving that. This could be financially being liberated and you were okay with where you were at. You accepted that maybe you wouldn't receive this inheritance. Maybe you wouldn't receive this estate. Maybe you wouldn't receive justice from the injustices that you had experienced. And you accepted that. You were okay with that. But the thing is you're getting that. And for some, it's going to make you cry. Because you're going to realize that the dreams, the wishes that you desire, the desires that you had were never forgotten. It just took time. And it took you being ready to receive this. Collaborative dreaming with conscious connections, this very well could be love. Hold on, I gotta make sure that I cover up the naked parts. This very well could be love that you put on the back burner. Conscious connections with collaborative dreaming. You stop dreaming about having this. You stop dreaming about connection. Because you accepted that you were on mission and maybe this mission would not lead you to this type of connection, but you are receiving it. I heard it's a part of your rewards as well as your destiny. I also heard unsurmountable. Power of attraction. Ancestors are saying you have attracted this in. It is yours. Whatever this is, whatever you had a desire for. At one point, it may have been a very desperate desire. You held on to it. It's the one thing that kept moving you forward. It's the one thing that you would think about and go, this is what keeps me going. Again, that part is not for everybody. But some of you desperately held on to this dream and pushed through some of the hardest moments of your life, thinking that after you pushed through those moments, that this would come to you. Only to feel disappointed and disheartened when you got through the hardest parts of your life with this anticipated expectation and it never showed up. Only for it to come when you least expected it and when you no longer wanted it, when you no longer had that obsessive desire to move through life, requiring that this be what you receive because of what you would overcome. You let it go. Your focus shifted. You went from this desire to divinely doing more. And okay, and the divine said, and now you get to receive it. It's being brought into form. That's really cute, but also some of you are gonna be like, damn, this took so long. I went through so much shit, bro. You may be looking at it going, do I even want this anymore? But it's already here. You're ready for what comes with the next level. You're ready for this abundance. You're ready for this connection. What do you feel? And you can feel that it's coming. You can feel there is a reason why that inspiration, why that thought has been sparked again. Why all of a sudden you're thinking about the dreams and the desires you once had that you placed on the back burner. It's your ancestors and your angels letting you know that it's coming. I heard it's being released to you. She feels and she knows, and then inspiration again with heaven sent. The heavens are sending what once inspired you to keep pushing forward, because you no longer rely on that. Oh, I resonate with that. Wait a second. Because you no longer rely on the thought of having it to get you through life. I resonate with that. No, I do. The divine made sure that you were ready to receive this because you would no longer be reliant on it. You would no longer be reliant on receiving justice in whatever injustice was caused to you to vindicate you. You were no longer reliant on somebody coming to save you. Whether that be a romantic partner or a platonic partnership or a business partnership, an opportunity. Whatever this was, you no longer were relying on the thought of having it to save you. And now you get it because you know that you don't need it. You made it through the hardest evolutionary periods of your life without it. So now whatever it is, you know that you don't need it. It's being given to you because you're ready. It's not going to consume you. You're not going to be codependent on it. I resonate with that. You know what? Spirit is snatching edges today. Spirit is snatching edges today because I was like, damn, really calling me out. Because I feel that. There had been so many nights that I kept replaying the thought of having something. And it was the only thing besides you guys and my fur babies that was like getting me through some of the darkest shit I had to go through. Thinking that that this was going to be there after everything I had been through. Only to realize how much I had been relying on the thought of having it in my life. Damn. I haven't really talked about this with anybody, you guys. So, like, Galactic Golden Ohana, we get deep. But for the longest time, I felt like there was going to be this savior in my life. That this person was going to be my lover and my best friend. And that this person was going to be a light in the darkness that took me away from it all. That I would no longer be living a nightmare, but instead in the arms of a protector. in the arms of the individual that loved me the most. And I held on to the thought for a long time that every dark thing, every horrible thing, every betrayal that I went through, that if I just made it through, that person would be there. That somehow I would find them. And we just run away from all of the darkness, only to realize my job wasn't to run away from the darkness, but to face it. And that nobody else was going to come save me. Nobody was going to save me from what I needed to fight. So believe me, I understand that. Again, I normally don't dive into something like this because I don't feel like it's necessary until it becomes necessary and a part of the channel to relay. I know many of us expected or anticipated through this spiritual warfare to connect with, as a divine feminine, our soul protectors, as we are the soul nurturers, the yang to our yin, or vice versa if you're a divine masculine. We anticipated and expected that through every dark moment, every turbulent, traumatic moment of suffering, that there would be that solace in another, but we needed to find it in ourselves, instead of thinking that somebody else was going to come save us. Whether it be like the feds, because a lot of those individuals are also part of an organization, whether it's the judicial system, whether it was a romantic partner, or whether it was an opportunity that was supposed to put you in a position to where you went from poverty to a millionaire overnight. A lot of us had to let go of receiving a specific outcome that we only desired because we viewed it as being able to save us. And this is another reason why the divine had this test. For you to realize your power. You made it through everything. Just you, your divine team, and God. You never needed a specific opportunity. You never needed justice. You never needed a person. This is how powerful you are. It's a confidence in your own power, as well as a test to show you what you're able to do with everything that you've learned and suit you up for what is to come. And it's the exact thing that you let go of hope of having, that you are relying on having to pull you out of everything you needed to face. You're ready for what you thought was going to save you to be added to your experience as like the cherry on top of the cake. No longer seeing it as the cake itself, but only an addition to your destiny, an addition to your harvest, an addition to your experience. So now I know exactly, because this channel is definitely hitting me. I resonate with it. I claim it. We passed the test and we're ready. So congratulations, Galactic Golden Ohana. What is due to come through, it is meant to be now. For divine timing had to come into play with us to realize who we are entirely and what we are capable of. And the fact that even though our divine team is there to protect us, we can't wholeheartedly rely on them. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but it's like you can't, I won't say you can't, but what the divine is stating is you shouldn't rely entirely on your spirit team for every little thing without this understanding of the power you hold. Because I'm not saying that you're more powerful than your spirit team. I'm not saying that you're more powerful than God. What I am saying is that God gave you these positions, the divine gave you these positions and this power for a reason. And it was for you to be able to use it divinely. So it's like, basically the divine is saying, we're here for you always. But you don't always need us. You don't always need us to step in and do certain things, because you can do those things. You can sense the energy. You can integrate and alchemize this energy. Yes, call on us to return, to bring in judgment and return these entities and this intent to its origin. But all of the things that you have been given, all of the gifts that you've been given, you should be using them. Exactly, the gift of God's power. Not saying, again, that we are as powerful as God. But what I am saying is God has given you this power for a reason. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that your divine team is not meant to impede on your behalf. That your divine team isn't protecting you or won't protect you. What I am saying is they need you to work with them. Equal give and take here. You see what I'm saying? Your divine team and your ancestors are saying equal give and take. The gifts that you have had activated, what has been given to you is to work with us. So work with us. Meet us halfway. We put in as much effort as you're putting in. So again, reciprocity, equal give and take. Work with your team. Work with the Most High. Because yes, you can rely on God. Yes, you can rely on your spirit team. But they want you to understand you hold power to work with them. In the way that, exactly, 50-50, in the way that you have been working with Mama Gaia, in the way that you have been working with others and being of service to others. Work with your spirit team. They got you always. And you got them. But they need you to have confidence in the abilities that have been gifted to you. So, I'm going to end it right there, you guys. I will be over on TikTok and thank you. I am here to be a guiding light to each and every Galactic Golden Ohana member. Galactic Golden Ohana God and Goddess within this family that is open and receptive to the divine assistance I am here to give and the activations that are being relayed through each and every word that I speak. So I appreciate you. The light in me acknowledges the light in you. Thank you. I love you guys and I appreciate you so very much. And I know that this, because I was having multiple epiphanies on this live, I know this live was a bit interesting. And again, take the portions of this live that resonate and leave the rest. Or if the entirety of this live resonated with you, bless you. And I'm so glad that it did. Because I felt like there were some absolute gems in this message. And I hope that you got everything that you needed out of this message to be prepared for what it is you are about to receive and where you're about to be going. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And I am so honored to say that you are a part of this family. That you are what make this family what it is. Thank you to each and every one of you gods and goddesses walking with this planet, walking with the divine, and using your gifts and your abilities for good. You are an incredible soul. And you should be told more often how important and how amazing you are. I love you. And if I won't be seeing you over on TikTok in 30 minutes, I will see you again. Not tomorrow, Monday. Because you guys know I will not be live tomorrow. I am booked out. So, I will see you again, if not over on TikTok, Monday. So until then, remain peaceful, unconditionally loving, stand united, and remain respectful, unless disrespected. Then check with the Most High and check your motherfucking self before you check a motherfucker with grace. And like Jase would say, XXX Tentacion, if anybody tells you to lay down, run them the fuck over. But not with your car, vroom vroom, with your energy. Because we have nothing to prove. Our energy obviously does it for us. And last, but most definitely not least, drink your motherfucking water. It is a conduit of energy and it will assist you at this time, especially if you are still currently alchemizing any energy that have been directed your way and certain things that may have been attempted to be projected over you, as well as remain balanced. Go get grounded if you're not already. And remember who the fuck you are. An incredible, imperative piece and part of God's plan for this planet as a God-ordained co-creator with the power that has been instilled within you to make massive waves and changes upon this planet, in this world, as well as within the ethers. You've got more than you give yourself credit for. And it really showed up and showed out during this test. The divine is proud of you, and I am proud of you, and God is proud of you. And know that that is about to be displayed in your reality, that favor, far more than you ever anticipated. I love you, and I will see you again very soon. So until then, bye!